It was almost midnight when the first knock came. Not loud, not soft either, just deliberate. Knock, knock. I thought it was the wind. I live alone, so when you hear something like that, your brain tries to explain it away. Maybe a branch hit the door, maybe someone's lost. But when I looked out the peephole, there was nobody there. Just darkness, and the sound of crickets that stopped all at once, like even they were holding their breath. I remember whispering to myself, "Don't freak out, it's nothing." But that's when the second knock came. This time, louder. Knock. Knock. 2 knocks, always 2. And this time, I swear I saw a shadow under the door, 2 feet, motionless. I should have called the police. I should have turned every light on. But something about it felt wrong, like whoever was out there didn't want help. They wanted me to open the door. I froze. My phone was charging in the kitchen, 10 steps away, but those 10 steps felt like crossing a minefield. Then silence. No more knocking, no footsteps, just quiet. I waited. 1 minute, 2, maybe 5. And then, just as I exhaled, my phone buzzed. A text, unknown number. It said, "Don't answer if it knocks twice. They're still inside." I felt my stomach drop. Inside? What did that mean? Before I could even process it, I heard it, soft creaking from the hallway behind me. Someone was walking inside my house. Slow, careful, like they didn't want me to know they were there. The floor creaked again, this time closer. I stood completely still, trying to convince myself I was imagining it. Old houses make noises, right? They settle, they shift. But then came another sound, one that no house could make on its own. Breathing. Slow, human, coming from the hallway. I turned my head just enough to see the faint glow from the kitchen nightlight. Something was blocking it, a figure, barely visible. I wanted to scream, but my voice stuck in my throat. Instead, I moved quietly toward the counter, where my phone was still buzzing. That same unknown number was calling me now. I picked it up, hands shaking. "Hello?" Nothing. Then a whisper. "They don't knock to come in. They knock to make you move." I froze. "What are you talking about? Who is this?" No answer. Just a faint static hum. Then the line went dead. The floor creaked again, this time right behind me. I turned, and there was no one there. Only the faint scent of something burnt, like old wood or dust that had been disturbed after years of stillness. I ran to the front door, trying to unlock it, ready to bolt outside. But when I touched the handle, it was cold, too cold, like it had been sitting in a freezer. And there were marks on it. Small scratches, fresh, metallic, like fingernails had scraped it. I backed away, shaking. The only thing I could think to do was hide, so I ducked into the laundry room, closing the door slowly, trying not to make a sound. From there I could hear everything, the faint shuffle of footsteps in the living room, the creak of the old wood floor, and then a knock. Not at the front door this time. At the laundry room door. Knock. Knock. Knock.
I held my breath. The knocking stopped after the second hit, just like before. 2 knocks. Always 2. Whoever, whatever, was out there knew I was inside. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might give me away. I covered my mouth, forcing myself to stay quiet. The air felt heavy, like the house itself was listening. Then a soft dragging sound. Something moving away from the door. I leaned closer, pressing my ear against the wood. Big mistake, because right when I did, something whispered from the other side. Found you. I stumbled back, crashing into the dryer. The noise echoed and suddenly all the sound stopped. Just silence again. Then the door handle started to turn, slowly, deliberately. I backed into the corner, hands shaking, searching for anything to use as a weapon. My fingers landed on a rusty wrench. The handle turned halfway and stopped. A faint click. Then footsteps, light and slow, moving toward the kitchen. Whoever they weren't trying to leave. They were searching. That's when I remembered the text. Don't answer if it knocks twice. They're still inside. They, not it. More than one. I forced myself to peek through the laundry room vent. It was small, but from that angle I could see a slice of the hallway. Someone was standing there. Pale skin, no shoes, their head tilted slightly like they were listening to the walls. And then another shape joined them. Identical, same face, same clothes. 2 of them, both moving in perfect sync. One looked toward the front door. The other turned toward the laundry room. And then, in unison, they both raised their hands and knocked. Knock. Knock. This time it came from both directions at once. I dropped the wrench. It hit the floor with a sharp clang, and their heads snapped toward me instantly. 2 pairs of eyes. Empty. Wide. Smiling.
They saw me. I didn't even have time to move before the first one started walking, slow, deliberate steps toward the laundry room. The other one stayed near the front door like they were guarding it. I grabbed the wrench again, but my hands were slick with sweat. My pulse was so loud I could barely hear anything else. Then I realized they weren't walking. They were gliding. Their feet weren't touching the floor. I stepped back, pressing against the washing machine. The air around me got colder. Frost began forming on the metal. My breath came out in clouds. Knock. Knock. Again, from right in front of me this time. I looked at the door handle. It started turning slowly, back and forth, as if whoever was out there was testing it. Then, silence, until the lights flickered. Once, twice. Then the power went out completely. The only light left was the faint glow from my phone on the counter. I could see its screen through the crack in the door. A new message. Same number. They feed on movement. Stay still. I froze. Seconds stretched into forever. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I just listened. For a moment, it worked. The house was silent again. Then, a soft voice behind me said, "Why did you open the door?" I turned, wrench raised. No one. Just the reflection of my own terrified face in the dryer's chrome surface. Except, the reflection blinked. I didn't. I dropped the wrench and bolted for the hallway. My body moved before my brain could stop it. Every instinct screamed, "Run!" As I reached the living room, both of them were waiting, standing side by side, smiling that same impossible smile. And behind them, on the wall, I finally saw what I hadn't noticed before. 2 sets of wet handprints, smudged, bloody, leading toward the basement door. They both tilted their heads in unison and in perfect harmony said, "It's your turn to knock."
I don't remember running down those stairs. One moment I was in the living room. The next, I was in the basement gasping for air, my hands raw from gripping the rail. The basement was colder than before, the kind of cold that burns when you breathe. The only light came from a single bulb, swinging slowly above me. Each sway threw long, crooked shadows across the walls. I thought I was safe, until I realized there was already someone standing down there. Not moving, not breathing, just standing in the corner, facing the wall. My voice cracked, "Who are you?" No answer. I stepped closer, just one step. Then the bulb flickered, and for a split second, I saw it. A shape that looked exactly like me. Same clothes, same hair. But it wasn't copying me. It was waiting. Then I heard footsteps upstairs again. 2 sets. Moving in circles, like they were pacing. And then, knock. Knock. This time, it came from the inside of the basement door. I turned toward it. My body froze. The thing that looked like me turned too, perfectly synced, like a reflection in a mirror. Then that same whisper filled the basement again. They knock to wake what's left inside you. The bulb went out. Pitch black. I remember screaming, but I couldn't even hear my own voice. When I opened my eyes, it was morning. Sunlight through the cracks in the boards. Everything looked normal again. No scratches, no frost, no blood, just quiet. My phone was still in my hand. One new message. You didn't open it. Good. I left the house that day and never went back. The cops said no one else was inside. No footprints, no signs of a break-in. But sometimes, when I can't sleep, I still hear it. Faint. Distant. Knock. Knock. Always twice. And every time I hear it, I wonder if it's them, or if it's me.